Hello, and welcome to the short screencast on meeting the needs of each student during small group instruction. What I'm sharing with you would be beneficial for students receiving Tier 2 or 3 MTSS or RTI intervention services, or specially designed instruction through special education. I created this lesson for a group of students that receive Tier 2 services. As with all my lessons, I start with a brief pre-assessment to gauge where my students are currently at. During this time, I only have 35 minutes with my students, so I must be prepared and move quickly. For this lesson, I built a short quiz in Google Slides and used the Nearpod add-on. If you do not know how to get add-ons, simply click on Add-ons, then Get Add-ons. In the search, type Nearpod and select it. Then select Install. Nearpod will now be listed under your add-ons. To make my short quiz, I went to Add-ons, Nearpod, and open Nearpod. Something will pop up on the right side that gives me options. I select the quiz option and create the quiz. When I'm done, I click Save, and now you can see my quiz as a slide. Now, I want to go to Save and go to Nearpod at the bottom right of the screen. Nearpod opens, and I have several options. I use live participation so I can have real-time data. I also remind the students that this is not graded, but to help me teach better. After I select the live participation option, a box will pop up that gives a code for students to join. I can also get a link to send the students in the Zoom chat so they don't need to remember a code. As the students complete the quiz, I am able to see the results in real time and can quickly make decisions based on the results. I am working with a group of 6 boys that love video games and YouTube. Therefore, I try to take their interests and apply it as much as possible into our math time. The students always get excited when they have input for our group names, like the Fortnite ones from last week. I do not always plan for 3 groups, but I was anticipating that I would have some students that mastered the place value concept, some that needed a little more practice, and then a group that needed to be explicitly retaught by me. There are many sessions that we all work together or break into 2 groups that rotate, so I'm able to work with each group during our time together. I base all those decisions on the data I get from my students, both in assessment form and observations during my time with them. I explained to the group that the Black Knight group will start with me and will remain in the main Zoom room. Although the students do not know this, these are the students that really struggled in the pre-assessment, missing all or mostly all of the questions, which is Lucas and Markel. The next group, which is the Raven group, will be placed into a breakout room. I always give my students the option of working together or independently. If they want to work together, they know to send their names to me in chat and I will put them in a breakout room together. Otherwise, they will be put into a separate one. Since we've been doing online instruction for a while, they're familiar with the process. I typically do not go through what each group will be working on, but I do provide detailed directions and sometimes screencasts to make sure that the students know what is expected. The Raven group are the students that only missed a couple of questions and need a little firming up of the concept. They know to complete each part before the 20 minutes is up. The practice is a Google form that sends me the results for additional data. Tyler will be going to this group. I had anticipated Callan also joining the group, but he was absent today. The last group, the Fishstick Group, are the students that demonstrated mastery of content on the pre-assessment, and it is evident they have mastered the grade level standard. They will complete an enrichment activity that is geared to YouTube and gaming. Once they complete the activity, they will share a link so I can access their budget sheet. Based on the data, it looks like Eric and Carter will be placed in that group. I send the link to the MTSS document in chat and ask that everyone opens it up on their computer as I quickly form breakout rooms. Since I have the ability to have a timer visible for all to see while in their breakout rooms, I do not ask them to set their own timer. However, if we ever have to switch to Google Meets, I do ask that they set their own timer to make sure we stay on track. This is also a great way to teach student responsibility, as they know when their timer goes off, they are to return to the main Zoom room or jump back onto our Google Meet links. When they're in their Zoom breakout rooms, they are able to raise their hand and send me a message if needed. Before the end of our time together, I always end it with some type of share out or reflection of the lesson. The students share things such as what they liked about the lesson and didn't, and what was easy and hard. I use this information to help plan for the next time we meet. Thank you for viewing this screencast. I hope you have found it helpful for meeting the needs of each student.